Hey guys, it's Jen, your coach. I wanted to take a few minutes today and just kind of share a little bit about how I meal plan and set you guys up for success for heading into clean week. So meal planning and meal prepping is probably the biggest thing that has helped me stay on track. If you fail to plan, just plan to fail. So I always take probably 15 minutes every weekend, typically on Saturday, to get my grocery shopping done, my grocery list, my meal plan ready. So the first thing I want you to do is to make sure that you have logged into your account and go to Clean Week, go to the program materials and look for the meal plan. So if you did not purchase the Shakeology sampler, you will not have access to this online. I will upload it to the group so you'll have access to it there. I want you to go to page 4 and make sure you're very familiar with this, this brochure, guys. Make sure you're very familiar with this information before we start on Monday. So going to page 4, you're going to look at your eating plan. You're going to take whatever weight you might be and look and see if you're going to be in plan A, if you're under 185 pounds, and if you're over 185 pounds, you're going to be on plan B. The only difference is plan B gets an extra snack, okay? So what we're going to do now, you're going to go to the group, and up in the file section, I have put in this meal planner. Now you can either use the one printed off in the meal planner in here, or you can use this one that I have. This one in here is 2 pages, but it has everything listed out that you might need. So print out your meal plan and make sure you have a sheet of paper beside you or your phone or wherever you create your grocery list. So moving on down to the next page, it's going to give you a sample Clean Week menu. You are welcome to use that. I keep it extremely simple, so I'll probably pick 2 or 3 different breakfast ideas and repeat those through the week. And the same thing with lunch. I'll probably pick 2 because lunch needs to be super simple for me. I do work full time. I work from home, so I can heat some things up. Or if you work in an office, you can pick some things that can need to be heated up. If you work from your car, you might want to pick something that might stay, in a cooler, either stay warm in a thermos or stay cool and easy to eat on the go. So the meal plan is there for you guys, or the weekly sample menu is there for you guys to look at if you'd like. And over here on page 6, it lists out all the different recipes, so you can take a look at that and just see what appeals to you. What I highly suggest you do is that if you are cooking for you plus one or you for a family, get them engaged in some of the recipes and ask them to help you make them, or ask them what they would like to try. Like my kids would probably be fine with the protein pancakes, the veggie egg scramble, maybe even the almond butter banana breakfast, and the yogurt parfait. My daughter would love that. So just know for like the veggie egg scramble. So anything that with veggies in it, make sure that you know that you can swap out different veggies. So like if it calls for spinach and you don't like spinach, then maybe use broccoli or asparagus. Or if you don't like spinach and you like kale instead, that's absolutely fine. And things like sweet potatoes, if you don't care for sweet potatoes, maybe you could do baby red potatoes instead. So there are things that you can kind of switch in and out. If you don't like baked sweet potatoes, you can try the baked sweet potato fries. So there's ways to kind of like mix things up and try things. If you're stuck and can't figure out how to swap things, reach out to me. That's one of the things that I do as a coach. All right, guys, so let's dive in. So what I like to start with is first of all, I look at my schedule. I look at my schedule. I look at my family schedule. I look at like how many evenings we're going to be out doing activities, getting my son to baseball or karate, or my daughter to gymnastics. Is my husband working late, or does he have a guy's night? Do I have a girl's night? Do I have a meeting I have to be at? So that lets me know like how many meals I need to make for my family and how many nights we might be having leftovers. I'm huge with leftovers. I like to cook once and eat 2 or 3 times. I like to keep things simple. So Tom and I will have probably the same thing all week for lunch. But for you guys and for Clean Week, I want to try some of these recipes. So we might do 2 or 3 different meals for lunch, just because I want to try some of this yummy recipes that Megan has put together for us. So, but keep it simple, guys. Do not feel like you have to make every single recipe that is in this book. Pick your favorites and start there. Because I imagine that you're going to want to repeat this after next week if you get some great results. So then you can start tweaking in and adding in some of the other recipes. So for those of you guys that are not using Shakeology, just don't be surprised if you don't get the same results that other people are getting. Shakeology is an amazing nutritional supplement that really kind of fuels your body, that even the healthiest diet can't fill. It also kind of helps with cravings. So if you're a typical like late night craver, or in the evening you just want something sweet, Shakeology kind of fuels your body and provides those nutrients that cause the cravings, so that you don't have those cravings. So just kind of keep that in mind. That some people, you may kind of see different results whether or not you're doing Shakeology or not. So let's scroll on down here and we're gonna look at some of the recipes. So we're gonna start with breakfast. So you're gonna look at starting on page 17 and kind of pick out and just look and see which recipes appeal to you. So I am probably going to do the veggie egg scramble Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will do probably the yogurt parfaits Tuesday, Thursday, and then I'll make pancakes for my family and the kids on the weekend. Now what I'll probably do is make like probably either double or triple that pancake recipe, because then my kids can have it the next week for their breakfast, or even I can have it the next week for my breakfast. And each of these recipes, guys, has prep ideas. So make sure you're not just looking at the recipe. When we get to the weekend and we're doing our shopping, part of the prepping is kind of getting some of these recipes ready ahead of time so that you're ready to go for a smooth, easy week next week when you start to get hungry. You have things that you can easily pull out and follow your meal plan. Once I have this complete today with you guys and my grocery list, it will go in my refrigerator so that each day I kind of know what I'm going to be eating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the pancake recipe, and I'm going to write down on my grocery list those things that I don't already have listed. And I'm going to do that for the veggie egg scramble. Now, if I want my kids to eat this, I probably would not do that with spinach. I would probably substitute some steamed broccoli in there instead. Otherwise, they would eat it. I'm going to add some sweet potatoes and the whole grain sprouted toast, guys. I love English muffins, so I've started buying the sprouted or Ezekiel English muffins. They're just they're delicious and they're healthier for you. But if you're just going to get whole wheat toast or whole wheat bread or whole wheat English muffin, just make sure the first ingredient on there says whole wheat. You want to obviously be buying things with as few ingredients as possible and as close to the source of Mother Nature as possible. So when you're looking at your whole grain toast, again, make sure it's whole grain when you look at the ingredients. Also, it's going to tell you under the veggie egg scramble the things that you can do ahead of time. So I do scramble my eggs on Sunday and eat those throughout the week, or I do a like a casserole that I'll kind of, instead of scrambling them, I'd put all those veggies in a casserole dish, pour the eggs on top, and bake it for 30 minutes instead, and it stays good for the week. So I'm going to put in my grocery list for the veggie egg scramble and for the yogurt parfait, those things that I need there. And again, if you don't care for strawberries, maybe pick peaches or sliced plum or something like that, but make sure it's fresh fruit. You don't want to use anything that's canned and put in a lot of syrup and sugar. All right, so I'm going to write on my meal plan the breakfast that we just talked about. Scramble, veggie, yogurt. Okay, so now we're going to move on to, we'll go ahead and write in order so that they're in the recipes here. So then we're going to look at lunch. So for lunch, typically what Tom and I do is we'll do a big salad and we'll grill a bunch of chicken or shrimp on the weekend and have that every day of the week. Sometimes we'll do something like a chili if it's getting colder, or a soup that we can just eat all week. We typically make lunch as easy as possible because we both work. He works out of the home, I work in the home. And we just like to keep lunch simple so that, you know, we know what we're having every day. But for this, I might try a couple of different things. So the tuna melt looks amazing. So I will probably try the tuna melt because I'm able to do that from home. If you are on the go and work out of the home, you might want to try something more like the veggie pita, the lentil quinoa salad, things that are more portable for you. But I'm going to try the tuna melt because that just looks good to me. Let's see, so I'll do that one day. And then I'm probably also going to do the turkey burgers because, again, I can easily do those. And you guys could like even grill those up on Sunday and just warm them up in the microwave at work if you work. Or you can warm them up or keep them warm if you can, like in a thermos or a insulated container if you travel in the car, or you can always just eat it cold. But make sure it's cooked first. So we're going to do the turkey burger, and I would have that without a bun. I like to save my carbs for dinner typically, or a glass of wine. So I would probably do the bunless turkey burger. So I'm going to do that with a side of broccoli and add some romaine lettuce and some sliced tomato. And I already have avocado on there from my tuna melt. And then my other lunch I'm going to do is the protein-packed salad. So again, Tom will probably grill on Sunday, so we can do some grilled chicken or some grilled shrimp and have that. So I'm going to add garbanzo beans. I've already got spinach on my list for my shakes, cooked quinoa, and some sunflower seeds. And the balsamic vinaigrette, guys, sometimes I won't, if I have time, I might make one from scratch because then I know what ingredients are going in it. Otherwise, I will just buy like a natural balsamic vinaigrette with as few ingredients as possible from the grocery store. So that is lunch. So I'm gonna do the protein-packed salad, the tuna burger, or the turkey burger, and the tuna melt. So go ahead and make sure you fill in yours. And then I want to skip ahead to snacks and Shakeology, and then we'll come back to dinner because dinner is usually the one that takes me the longest to prepare in the evenings. So again, if you're doing Shakeology, make sure you pick out a couple recipes that you want to try for your different flavors and make sure you write down those ingredients. Tom and I use water with our shakes, but you can also do unsweetened vanilla almond milk or unsweetened coconut milk. Any of those things as liquid. I would not use regular cow's milk every day because if you're not used to having milk every day, it can upset your belly. So make sure you add in your ingredients for your shakes. I'm going to add some berries and bananas. And I already have peanut butter and almond butter at home for our shakes because I want to try a couple of these different recipes. So going into the snacks, guys, if you're not going to be doing Shakeology or if you're on plan B and you need a second snack, take a look at some of these ideas here. Veggies and hummus is great. I know Sabra brand hummus comes with pre-portioned little containers that are easy to pack in lunches and for people that are on the go all the time. And you can pick any kind of raw vegetable like carrots, bell peppers, broccoli. My family loves cucumbers, so we always have those sliced up. And then you can make sure you pay attention to the container size, guys. So make sure you're looking at your portion sizes because it's super easy to eat too much hummus. And then you also get 12 whole raw almonds for that snack combo. The protein power is edamame, large hard-boiled eggs, and avocado. So I'm going to be doing Shakeology for my snack. So just make sure that you're picking out some of these snacks that appeal to you and maybe to your family and add them to your grocery list and add them to your meal plan. So when it comes around for Monday and you need your snack between breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner, you know what to go grab. It's already there ready for you to go. A little tip with the nutty apple is that I love to take the peanut butter or the almond butter and warm it up a little bit in the microwave and kind of drizzle it over my sliced apples. It kind of almost looks like apple nachos. Makes it real pretty and more appealing. So that is snacks. So let's dive into dinner. So again, I cook once and eat 2 or 3 times just because that's just the way that my family eats. We just like to keep things simple and it makes my life easier during the week. So looking at the dinner recipes, we have lots of great options. And like if you absolutely love like a tuna burger or turkey burger, then you could have that for dinner. Or if the tuna melt looks great, but maybe you can't do that for lunch, maybe have it for dinner. So there you can like kind of interchange things. I don't want you to feel like you have to stick to that. So for dinner, we're probably going to do the halibut with sweet potato fries and veggies, the shrimp and veggie pesto pasta, and I think the pork and beans. So I'm going to scroll down and kind of look at those. And that's 3 meals for 7 days. So I'm going to double the recipes, guys. So if you're going to be having this recipe for more than one night, make sure you're doubling the recipe. Looking at the recipe to see how many servings it makes, and then doubling it if you need to. So let me just go down here. And if you can't find halibut at your grocery store or at your market, you could use something simple like a grouper or tilapia, just some form of like white fish. You could also probably just substitute salmon if you like salmon. But just make sure you're paying attention to the serving sizes, guys. So that's 4 ounces of salmon. That's not a huge like fillet. So make sure you're looking at and following the serving sizes. So with that halibut, you get a half a cup of black beans, not a full cup, but a half a cup. And then you get a full cup of zucchini and also a medium baked potato. So that's a lot of food when you start looking at it on your plate. But do make sure that you're looking at the right serving sizes. So we're going to do halibut. So I'm going to add that to my dinner. We'll do that a couple nights, and then we'll do the shrimp and veggie pesto pasta. And it tells you to use quinoa pasta. So you look for some sort of quinoa or bean pasta, or if you don't like that, maybe a whole wheat pasta. White pasta is probably one of the worst things that you can eat for it. It has absolutely no nutritional value. So make sure you're looking at whole wheat pasta or possibly a quinoa or bean pasta. And then we'll do the pork tenderloin with some black-eyed peas. That sounds yummy. So all those ingredients I'm going to add to my grocery list. Okay, guys, so that is meal planning. Make sure you take a look at this with your family and get your ideas written down so in your grocery list ready, so that when you come to the weekend or when you're ready to do your grocery shopping, you can kind of bang it out. And then look at each recipe and make sure that you are prepping the way it suggests. So like the grilled halibut and sweet potato and veggies, the suggestion is to go ahead and bake the sweet potatoes and store them for the week upcoming. Okay, so hopefully you guys found this helpful. I'm so excited. Please post any of your questions below, and I can't wait to see what you guys are prepping.